Witam bardzo serdecznie, pozdrawiam Kałach Live, możecie lajka zostawić. Panowie, kontynuujemy fabułę Kingdom Come. Deliverance 3, nie? 2 to znaczy. Rozpocznie alchemię, dobra. Jak tu się robi ten potiąg, który potrzeba? No jest, wywar z rumianku. 2 garście rumianku. Nie, przepraszam, nie to. 2 garście rumianku i 1 szałwi. Dodaj rumianek i potrzebuję wino. Okej, czyli muszę nalać wina. Okej. Dobra. Dobra.
Wine, of course. Like it says in the book.
Glad to hear it. Now try moving the cauldron over the flame, so you know how it looks when it starts boiling a bit. Hear that bubbling? It's boiling. Remember that well. For most potions, you just have to simmer the herbs for a bit. But sometimes you need to get it good and hot. So you have to get the fire blazing under the cauldron using the bellows. Try fanning it with the bellows to get it boiling. It's boiling. To keep it going, you mustn't stop with the bellows. If you want to cool it down quick, take it off the flames. Try it. Move the cauldron up. Good.
Okay.
Now we'll start with the brewing. Get all the herbs that you need ready.
Dobra.
The ones you picked. Put them
Czyli
there
potrzebujesz
on the
szałwie i rumianek.
so you've got them
Okej.
at hand. All right. Let's get to it. First, throw 2 handfuls of
2 garści rumianka do garka. 2 garści rumianka do gara. Okej. Raz. 2.
Before you put it on the flame, turn the sand glass so you know how long you're brewing it. It's got to be exact. Every grain of sand counts. See? When the sand has flowed out, that's 1 turn. That's how long you have to boil the chamomile. Move the cauldron to the fire and wait until it starts bubbling. Then turn the sand glass.
Dobrze.
As soon as the sand runs out, take the cauldron off the fire again.
Okej. Teraz będę go musiał zdjąć.
Ain't that enough? Take the
Super.
cauldron off the flames.
Okej. No zrobiłem.
Now take 1 handful of sage, grind it with a mortar and pestle, and drop it in the cauldron.
Okej. Muszę wrzucić ją do kotła. Okej. No, przyjemna ta alchemia. Nie ma tragedii,
Have you
nie?
ground it? Good.
Dobra.
Now drop it in the cauldron. You don't have to boil it anymore. All you have to do now is decant it. Get a file and pour it in. Done. Now let's see what you've brewed.
Ty, no i udało mi się napar z rumianku zrobić. Super.
There it is.
Well, now, judging by the smell, I'd say you brewed it perfectly. Thanks for your help, Henry.
Happy to help.
This should help Hans get better. I'll take care of it now.
Ciekawe, czy się go uda uratować, nie? Tego ptaszka.
Is there anything else I can do to help?
I reckon you've done all you could. What you need now is a bit of rest. Go and get a good sleep.
Okej. To ja się muszę iść przespać. Okej. No już, idę się spróbuję wykąpać, nie? Nie no, on nie wyczyści tego. A nie, wyczyścił, dobra. Muszę iść się przekimać. No dobra. Cen i zapis.
With a bit of luck, that
Aj, fajny zegar. Heh. Ale dobrze czas leci. Oho.
A sword such as this will bring honor to its bearer.
True, Sir Radzik. If I'd have had its like back in Nicopolis, things
Zdrajca.
would have worked out differently.
Zdrajca.
Where's my fucking sword?
And I found it. Everything I take now will be mine. And I plan to take everything.
Kurde.
Why would I miss one sword?
Because it's the last one my father forged, and I promised him I'd deliver it to you.
The stronger dog fucks the bitches. And war is a nasty business.
Okej.
Where's my fucking sword?
You know what? I think
Henry.
I'll keep it. As a memento.
This isn't over. I'll find you.
Yeah!
Don't disappoint me.
Wake up, Henry. It's past sunrise.
Co jest?
Hallelujah. I thought you'd never wake.
O,
Were you having a nightmare?
córka Bożeny.
Bad dreams. You must be Pavlena, right?
That's right. I came in the evening while you were asleep. Ma told me what happened to you. Then I helped Ma take care of your
Kobitka.
friend that night.
Oh, Hans. He's alive. How is he?
Have no fear. He's alive, all right. Maybe too alive. Ma knows what she's doing, and that's the truth. I reckon she could bring the dead back to life. She said she dosed you with the strongest remedies she knows, and it looks like they did the trick. On that other fella for sure. Since he came to this morning, he hasn't stopped talking.
Yeah. That sounds like him, all right.
And what about you? How do you feel?
Definitely better than yesterday. Thanks.
That's good. Ma will be glad, but I heard you yelling in your sleep and went to check on you. Bad dreams?
O,
Dreamt of Istvan Toth, a villainous, murderous whoreson who stole my sword. The last memento I had of my father, and I swore to get that sword back and avenge my parents.
Oh, that oath must be serious if it even torments you in your sleep.
no
Dreams
jest.
shouldn't be taken lightly. They can have real meaning, however hard they are to understand. What strikes you as the most important part of your dream?
Śliczna panna. Nie no.
The sword. The last thing Pa forged before they murdered him. It might sound strange, but I feel his soul won't find peace until that sword is back in our family.
It doesn't sound strange at all, and swords are a symbol of kings. It could mean power and responsibility, or war and ruin. After all, a sword has two edges, and it depends who's wielding it.
Nie wygląda o babskie gadanie? Nie no.
Thanks, Pavlena. I never thought of looking at it like that. It's a lot to think about.
You're welcome. But remember, it's only my reading. The only one who can really understand you is you yourself.
I expect you're right. So in the end, all the hard work will be on me. But this is all too much heavy thinking at once. Right now, what I need more is a little sunshine and fresh air.
Aye, that's the best remedy for many ailments. And a full stomach will help too. Breakfast is on the table, and I've got something else for you too. Come along, and we must save Ma from the clutches of his lordship.
No dobrze. Może jakieś jedzonko z gara? Zaawansowanie Henryka na kolejne poziomy, aby uciśnąć listę atutów, naciśnij P. Aha, i mam 6 level, dobra, i mam tak, czaruś. Mama zawsze mówiła, że każdego dnia trzeba zrobić jakiś dobry uczynek, nosisz tę mądrość w sercu, dlatego masz je na dłoni. Kiedy zyskujesz reputację, dzieje się to 10% szybciej. Oportunista. Ten, kto naprawdę jest przyjacielem wszystkim, tak naprawdę nikomu nie jest przyjacielem. Potrafisz zachowywać się przyjaźnie wobec każdego, kiedy jest ci to na rękę, ale prawdziwym przyjacielem jesteś przede wszystkim dla siebie. Kiedy stracisz reputację, ubytek jest o 10% mniejszy. Kurde, oportunista czy czaruś? Chyba czarusia bym brał bardziej, kurde. Czaruś wygląda na takiego, wiesz... Biorę czarusia. Niech będzie. Siła. Pracowity chłopak. Dorastałeś w kuźni, gdzie zawsze było dużo ciężkiej pracy, da ci ją na pewną satysfakcję, jeśli dźwigasz worek, ciało bądź kogoś nieprzytomnego, waga się nie liczy w połowie, nie będziesz czuwał takiego zmęczenia, dźwiganie nie zużywa dodatkowej przytomności. Kiedy pan Radzik przyjął cię na służbę, w pierwszej kolejności posłał cię do szkolenia do Bernarda, od tej pory pamiętasz, jak cię wtedy obili, wymagania co do siły przy używaniu każdej broni. Oj, no to biorę to. Oczywiście, że tak. I zręczność, jak piórko. Umiejętność upadania przydaje się każdemu, a wiedza, jak na ziemię sprowadzasz życie. Obrażenia od upadku są mniejsze. Z łatwością i naturalnością przychodzi ci władanie bronią, zupełnie jakbyś od dziecka niczego nie robił. Wymagania do zręczności... Nie, biorę jak piórko, bo ja mam tendencję do spadania ze skał, więc lepiej niech tak będzie. Dodatek umiejętności rzemiosło. Ja pierdzielę. Dopasowanie. Tu ściągnij koronkę, tam dodaj skórzaną obszycie, z szyi swobodny koniec, umieść wyjściówkę. Zbroje, ubranie, które samodzielnie naprawisz przy pomocy zbędnika partnerza, będzie robić mniej hałasu. Jeśli naostrzysz miecz brusem, minimum 98% dane obnażenia będą większe i 7-bielowe buty. Jeśli buty, które sam naprawiłeś, w pełnym stracisz 20... Dobra, nie będzie 7-bielowe buty. Jazda konna, rycerski trening, ataki bronią z... Okej. Dobra, niech będzie to i wiedza. Wzmocnij się, siedzenie efekt komfortu. No dobra, to mam tylko jeden do wyboru. Okej, walka. Walka wręcz. Dobra. Blokowanie czasu broni stroną będzie łatwiejsze, skuteczniejsze. Dobra. Dobra, niszczyciel tarcz. Ło, kurka, ile punktów. O, super. Dobra. Dobra, super. Kombinacje. Lewo, prawo, lewo. Prawo, lewo, prawo. Okej, długi miecz. Tu jest tyle kombinacji. Ja pierdzielę. Wzmocnienia nic. Dobra. Ulepszyłem, co miałem poulepszać. Co tu jest? O. Nie ukrywam, żebym co pozbierał, jakby to co było. A tu nic nie można podnieść. Szkoda. Gdzie jest ptaku? Jest ptaku.
Henry, come and join us. Good morning, Henry. You have no idea how glad I am to see you. Come join our banquet in the midst of these exquisite woods.
I'm glad to see you too. I see you're in a surprisingly good mood for someone who was at death's door yesterday.
It's all the more cause for merrymaking. Even this water now tastes like the finest wine.
Of course. I did bring it all the way from the spring.
And for that, I am in your debt, fair maid. And I'm grateful to you too, Henry. Bojena told me what happened here yesterday. That's the 3rd time you've saved my life. I suppose I'll have to give you some estate or something.
The 3rd time? What in God's name happened the first 2 times?
Now, Henry, don't make her beg. Tell this good maiden of your
No dobra.
heroic deeds.
Well, there was this time when me and Hans had some fisticuffs in the tavern, and for punishment, I had to accompany him on the hunt.
And I shot a boar.
And made it mad. And when Hans chased after the wounded animal, he got caught by a human patrol.
Humans?
You haven't come across them? They're savages from the Hungarian lands. The core of Sigismund's army. Who knows what heathen gods they pray to? They hold nothing sacred. They pillage, rape.
No, dużo cię ominęło. Katowicki.
They razed my home.
Ale na zapisach już jest wrzucone jak coś.
Slaughtered everyone.
I told you about them, though. The fellas in the tavern in Zheleyov were saying there's some foreigners like that camping in the rocks down by the pond.
What?
It's just what I heard.
Whoa, that's all we need. I hope they don't turn up here. What could us two do alone against them?
What could they want from us? But if they did come here to rob us, I'd shoot enough arrows into them to make them think twice. But the thing I want to know is, how did it end up with young Sir Hans?
Well, as I said, they took him captive.
Well, there must have been 10 of them. I hadn't a chance.
You must have been seeing double. As I recall, there were 2.
That
Ptaszek
just proves
kłamie,
how
nie?
well you can count. Besides, they were armed to the teeth and had bows and armor. It might as well have been 10.
Whatever. Anyway, with a bit of luck, I managed to free Sir Hans.
Why the modesty? You got them. Maybe a stroke of luck, but as we know, al dentes.
Fortuna juvat.
See now, you've finally learned it.
What?
It's just this kind of motto of ours. Fortune favors the bold.
Maybe they're really telling the truth about who they are. Who but a lord or a priest could know Latin? And priests they ain't. I can tell.
And as I recall, you already got a pony from Uncle Hanush as a reward for saving me.
O Boże, ten siwek przeklęty, nie.
So I'll save myself a few groschen.
But you never gave me anything for Talmberg.
For Talmberg? What was that about then?
The foe took the castle by subterfuge, and we planned a counterattack.
Under the cloak of darkness, we scaled the mighty walls of Talmberg Castle.
Kazi, idę sery
Inside,
odgrzać.
opened the portcullis to our brothers in arms who were poised and ready to attack.
And we almost succeeded. Only, along the way, Sir Hans here took an arrow to his noble seat.
Seat. He got shot in the backside.
My upper thigh, actually.
Backside it was. But that's no joke either. It's not easy to run with an arrow stuck in your arse. If I hadn't carried him...
I admit it, you saved my arse.
Well, now, you two have been through a thing or two. As far as I can tell, it really was his backside and not his thigh. I examined Hans and saw the
Wiem
scar
sobie
for myself.
żarcia.
But I reckon you paid off part of your debt the other day, sir.
True enough. Hey, how did you manage to get the best of that cutthroat the other night when you hauled me here?
To be honest, by a stroke of luck. We were fighting outside, but that fucker got a hold of his falchion and let me have it in the guts. I thought I was done for, but I groped around and found a pail and whacked him with it with the last of my strength. And luckily I hit him a nice crack right on the noggin. Can't remember a thing after that.
My word. Fortune really does favor you. You chose your motto well.
Once we get back to Ratai, I'll have it inscribed on my shield.
Do tell. What else did the two of you encounter?
No
Quite a lot of
poopowiadamy
things.
historię, no.
But I'm afraid we don't have much time for storytelling right now.
No
Came
tak.
here on an important mission and we cannot afford to dally any longer. We have to get to Trotsky as soon as we can. How far is it from here?
Not far. Once you climb the hill above Zheleyov, you'll see the castle.
All right. I think we should get on our way as soon as possible.
I'll prepare a bit of food for you.
O,
For your
super.
journey.
Bajana,
Kazi, ile
I
sobie
have to
żarcie
thank you for all this.
But I do. Once we've settled our business with von Bergov, I shall reward you as befits a knight. You have my word of honor.
Now you've got me curious. I never got a knight's word before.
For a start, you can leave me that axe and spade. We can't manage without them.
Yes, of course. And thanks for everything you've done.
Dałem im topór
I
i
have
szpadę,
something
szkoda.
for you, Henry. Ma had trouble because of you, But I know you didn't do it on purpose,
Aha.
and you protected her when she needed it. I want to thank you for that. Take this
Okej.
potion.
O, dostałem
It
potiona.
will help when you're in danger or don't know which way to turn. Have a little sip each time, and it'll save you a lot of trouble. You'll see. It's not all that hard to brew. With a bit of practice, you could manage it yourself.
Thanks, Pavlena.
Dobra. Ty, przepis na sznapsa dostałem, dobra.
No doubt. But we'd better get going now.
Hans is right. We're very glad we met you. And we're obliged to you for your help and hospitality. God bless you.
Okej.
And you too, sirs.
As Henry says, may God bless you for your generosity and your healing arts. And you have rightfully earned the gratitude of the House of Lipa for all time. If you should
Książki. Przepis na sznapsa. Ucz się. Nauczyłeś się nowego przepisu, czy chcesz zobaczyć w książce z przepisami? Okej, super. Czyli mamy sznapsa i mamy odwarek,
find
dobra.
yourself in need, the doors of Perkstein shall always be open to you.
Thank you, sir. Though I'm not sure I could find the way to Perkstein. Hopefully we'll never need to take up your offer.
Dobra, ptaku musimy pogadać jeszcze przed wyruszeniem, co?
Nothing against the hospitality of the good women folk here, but I want to get to Trotsky Castle right away.
I know, but I was going past and I thought I'd try to sell some bath
O,
appointments there.
Hold on a bit.
And I succeeded.
Before we hit the road, there's something you should know.
So dear. Who charged
I have a hunch that one of that band that ambushed us at the pond was Istvan Toth.
Toth? Are you yanking my pizzle? He's long since over the hills and far away.
them in their place with an arrow? That'll teach them.
I know how it sounds, but I saw him. Believe me. I'd never mistake his ugly face after all that happened.
Of course, Henry.
nie
I
wiem,
know
Malan.
you have accounts to settle with him.
Szczerze nie wiem.
That's nonsense. Toth is in Sigismund's service and is harassing his opponents. And Otto von Bergov is one of Sigismund's allies. So Toth's hardly going to
Okay.
attack his people. It was dark. God knows what you saw.
I saw him, the bastard, and I'll get him.
Yes, we'll surely get him one day. I promise you. And your sword, too. But I don't think either of them are around here. But I see you haven't wasted any time and found yourself a weapon to replace that sword. That's good. You never know when you might need it around here. Come on, let's get going. Your mind will turn to better things along the way.
Dobra. Wyruszamy. Jeszcze grosze mi dała, o Boże, dobra kobieta. Dobre babsko. O, podróż. Okej, czyli koniec prologu chyba, panowie. Chyba koniec prologu. Koniec prologu chyba, no. Zaczynamy gierkę. I panie, no i panie, no. Nienormalny jest ten ptaszek. Chłopy ich ścigają. On drze mordę, nie? Oj, chyba nas nie polubił. A co z orzechem, co z siwkiem? Stary, co z orzechem, co z siwkiem, nie? Siwek na kopytka, no i Sigma. Ej, jesteśmy pod zamkiem, co jest? Już do zamku troski docieramy? Nieźle. I psem pogonił stary chyba, albo pies sam po prostu poleciał.
Oh, I hope they've got a good physician at this castle. Or at least a barber. I mean, that old crone got me on my feet. But I don't believe much in herbal remedies. You can't beat an educated man of medicine.
And I can't wait to sleep in a proper bed.
And some wine!
Oh, fucking hell.
Oh, it's closed.
XD?
Open up! I bear an urgent message for your liege lord.
Co, nikogo tu nie ma?
Hear me! Open the gate! I am a messenger from Sir Hanush of Lipa.
O!
Fucking shit! Fuck! You fucking cunts! Do you know who I am? No, we fucking don't! I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein, heir to Ratai! Now, look here, you filthy beggar! I'm not here for your amusement, so get your
Chyba nas nie wpuszczą.
ragged asses out of here on the double! The pair of you!
What's all this about? Why don't you send those beggars packing?
I did, sir. They say they're messengers.
I am Sir Hans Capon of Perkstein. Envoy...
I heard. Nevertheless, I doubt Sir Hanush would send two vagabonds covered in excrement as emissaries. Apart from which, Sir Hans Capon is dead. We found his body by the pond. His company was ambushed by outlaws and they were slaughtered to the last man.
Yes, they ambushed us, but we managed to get away.
Sir, we met your Captain Thomas on our way. He can testify to who we are. He saw our message and its seal.
How terribly unfortunate you are. The captain's company was also ambushed by outlaws.
To
the captain barely escaped with his life and has been delirious for 3 days. And even if he did confirm your story, I am under strict orders to admit no strangers to the castle.
Sir, there's a horseman approaching in King Sigismund's colours.
Ah, now that's what a messenger looks like. Count yourselves lucky that I don't have time to waste on you. Be gone!
I'm getting in, whether you like it or not.
Get your shitty hands off me! No, wait. Wait, one moment!
Ooh.
What the fuck was that?
So now what?
There's only one thing we can do.
Okej, tylko co? A.
Have you two got any groschen?
What do you take me for, wench?
For someone who stinks
Ooh.
like a badger.
Look, we've had a tough couple of days, so we'd like a bit of peace and quiet, a beer, and a bite to eat.
Unless you want to share a bowl of gruel, you're going to need more coin than this.
Just bring the best you have, and we'll settle later.
As the gentleman wishes.
Well, she's not far off. We look like a couple of beggars, and we stink even worse.
No właśnie.
What the fuck was all that at the gate? You tried to talk to them and get shit poured on your head.
Different lands, different customs.
God's holy britches.
Well, I expect they've had trouble with beggars at the castle, so they act without thinking.
Oh, really? Oh, I'd never have figured that out. I'd rather hear some cunning plan how to get out of this shit. Huh?
Well, we could track down those bandits and get our letter back. With that, they'd have to let us in.
How do you intend to do that? Ask them nicely. Please, kind bandits, pretty please, can we have our letter back? Or do you want to charge at them in these rags and hope our stink knocks them out, eh?
No, I was thinking more like we could find a good spot to ambush them, stealthily. We could manage to take them, even just the two of us. Take them down one at a time. One after another.
Right. And with what? Sticks and stones? Henry, use your head. That would be suicide.
Well then, we might as well just head back to Ratai.
To Ratai? You just don't get it, do you? We can't go crawling back like this. We'd be a laughing stock.
I'm sure Sir Hanush would understand.
He might, but he'd never let me forget it. I can guarantee you that. We've got no message,
Co teraz?
no coin, nothing but our ragged arses.
Chin up. We'll sort it out somehow, and everything will be fine again.
Nothing will be fine, my friend. I'll tell you 4 reasons why. Oates, Tankard, Conrad, and Nicholas, instead of sitting here with us, having a chat and a laugh, they're just food for crows in some godforsaken hole.
It's not your fault they died. Don't blame yourself.
We have to take care of their bodies at least. They were good Christians, even though it didn't always seem that way.
We'll keep the promise we made at Pagenas. The best way to honor their memory is to finish our mission. We'll get inside the castle. You'll see. We'll avenge our lads and go back to Ratai with our heads held high. I promise you that.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Audentes fortuna juvat.
Food.
Coś mi się
About
wydaje.
bloody time.
Here we are. Gentlemen.
What is this stuff?
Hey, there's meat in that. And there's more than you gave me coin for. When you're finished, report for work.
Okej.
Cheers. What is it? It's that woman from the pond.
Fiu, fiu, proszę panią. Dzień dobry, jestem Łukasz z Katowic.
Oh, I tell you. What are you waiting for? She can vouch for who we are. Go to her.
Ops.
I'd be with you. A full pitcher of wine, please.
My word.
That's a picture and a half. I ain't seen you here before. Who sent you? Not them nomad vagabonds, I hope.
Don't worry. I've come from the castle. I'm Catherine, and I've got the lovely job of keeping the soldiers' throats wet.
Ah, that's another matter then. Oh my. Ugh. Can you smell that too?
It
Henry
smells like
idzie.
something died here.
You're the one from that pond.
Jesus, fella. That's a bit much.
Hey, youngster, if you want to go around mixing with my guests here, go and wash the stench off yourself at the trough first. Stinking up my establishment.
Doesn't half taste good today.
No dobrze, no to się umyje, no tragedia. Faceta musi być czuć! Nie jakieś tam mycie się. Faceta musi być czuć, kurde, a nie.
Him and his men were attacked by bandits. Most of them are dead. Jesus
O,
Christ.
opowiada historię
Lord
to.
von Berghoff is beside himself and won't allow his soldiers out the castle.
Aha! So that's why they sent you for the wine.
No, ta historia jest przerażająca.
I'll be right.
Leave it out. Once you got through the first.
Sorry to bother you, but I've seen you before.
Oh, eh? I don't remember. Hold on. Are you the boy that cleans the pit under the castle shitting hole?
You were attacked by those bandits.
What bandits? What are you on about?
We saved you. Me and my lord there. Surely you couldn't forget.
I have no idea what you're on about. I work at the castle and I wasn't at any pond.
Co?
And I have no idea why you're trying to deny it. I saw you with my own eyes. You were washing laundry there with some other girls.
Well, I reckon you weren't looking too much at faces, eh? Clear off, you lecher.
Eee.
Here's your wine. Is this vagabond bothering you?
I can handle the likes of him myself. Thanks for the wine. Bye.
Look, please. I don't know what's up with you, but I know you were there. I need your help. You owe me that much. But we need to get to von Berghoff, and you're the only one who can confirm who we are.
O.
You can't get into the castle. And even if you could, that was the king's messenger. Von Berghoff is getting ready to ride out.
Shit.
If you want to speak to him, the best place would be Samin's wedding. He'll be there. For sure.
No, wait.
And don't ever lay your hands on me again.
What are you gaping at? Have you nothing better to do?
Kurde, to nie wiem, czy mi się go uda spotkać.
Why you standing here like a pillar of salt? Are you ready?
What for?
To get to work. You pair ordered a lot more than you paid for, so you work your debt off, like I said.
All right. What do you want us to do?
Over there by the gate, there's a cart with sacks of flour from the mill. My old man was meant to take them into the house. But as soon as he got a sniff of work, he vanished into thin air.
No ja będę za niego nosił mąkę teraz, Jezu. No dobra.
That's why I need you to haul the sacks. You have to lay each sack on the planks, so they don't touch the damp floor and go moldy. If you just chuck it on the floor in the corner, it'll spoil. So do it properly. 2 men can finish the work in a jiffy, and then we'll be quits.
All right, we'll do it. Carrying a few sacks won't kill us. For sure, it's less daunting work than fighting bandits in the woods.
Aye, it's terrible about them bandits. We never had nothing like that here before. Like it or not, you can't pay what you owe me, so I'm putting you to work. Is that clear?
All right, we'll do it.
Glad to hear it. I can see you ain't stuck up like your mate. Where are you actually from, if you don't mind me asking?
Scallis.
Never heard of it. I ain't been further than the back off me whole life. But I know this place inside and out.
Tam to wesele.
Heard some talk about some wedding being planned here.
Ah, nobody's talking about nothing else. Young Lord Samin is marrying Agnes, the daughter of Thrush, our Truskovitz bailiff. And it's going to be a grand affair. When rich folks get married, that's a feast that's a lot different from when some tanner gets itched to a bathouse wench.
Like I'm invisible or something.
Will Lord von Berghoff be at the wedding?
How should I know what his lordship's plans are? But most likely he will be. Samin is his vassal.
Where's the wedding
Muszę ją
going to
wypytać,
be?
gdzie to jest,
That's
kurde.
Samin, of course. I expect old Sir Jan and our bailiff will try to outdo each other in showing off their wealth.
Could I get to the wedding somehow?
I don't know about that, lad. It's for invited guests only.
Who is this Semin?
Can't you tell by the name? The Lord of Samin. The fort in the village belonged to him. Old Jan Samin is the head of the family. And his son's called Olda. And it's him who's getting itched. There used to be a rich family. Their glory's faded a bit, but they still have some clout.
Okay.
It seems that's really our only chance.
What's that?
Oh, nothing.
If you want to find out more, there's a couple of invited guests having an ale over there. Young Svatja there. He's the bride's brother. He can be a bit of a pain, but he's a good lad at heart.
I'll go and discuss it with my friend then.
And careful with them sacks. I don't want you ripping them or anything like that. Aye, coming right
Dobra,
up.
to trzeba z ptakiem zagadać ty i będziemy worki nosić. Co to było? Kot? Jakiś dziwny dźwięk był. Może? Nie wiem. Ptaszek.
I talked to that woman from the pond.
I noticed. It didn't look like she was too pleased to see you, though.
The main thing is, she denied ever being at the pond.
It's definitely her, though. You don't forget a figure like hers.
I got the feeling she didn't want to talk about it for some reason. I did get something out of her, though.
What? Don't keep me in suspense.
Von Berghoff is about to leave the castle.
Sacra! If he pledges to Sigismund before we can get to him, everything's fucked.
Calm down. Let me finish. There's also going to be a big wedding in the region. Young Lord Semin, from the local noble family, is getting married. He's marrying the local bailiff's daughter. It's going to be a big event.
Why should some wedding in a shithole near Trotsky be of any interest to us?
Because it looks like von Berghoff will be there.
Oh, that's fantastic news, Henry. So all we have to do is get on the guest list. And that shouldn't be a problem because you've got a cunning plan,
No,
right?
niestety nie mam.
Well, I don't exactly have a plan, actually.
God's hat, do I have to do all the thinking for us? I suppose we could stand at the side of the road and wait for von Berghoff to pass.
I'd say the wedding's a much better bet.
We'll ask the locals and see.
There's something else we have to sort out first.
O
I
właśnie.
spoke to the innkeeper.
I noticed that too.
And we can work off our debt. All we have to do is carry a few sacks of flour from that cart to the pantry. If we both do it, we'll be finished in no time.
Lug sacks? Are you yanking my noble pizzle?
I'm serious.
I can't work. I'm a noble. What if someone saw me?
Do you have any idea what you look like?
Well, all right. I may not look much like a noble, but my blood's still blue. People will remember my face, and when everything's cleared up, word will get around that I lugged sacks here like some beggar. As if the
Czyli ja to będę musiał
disgrace
sam
had
nosić,
been
nie?
enough.
Bo Ptaszek, wielki lord.
Look, we're not in any position to pick and choose. So if you want to somehow scrape your way out of this mess, you better forget your airs and graces and make some effort. A bit of honest work won't kill you.
Henry, haven't you ever heard of the 3 states of man?
Would that be some aristocratic excuse?
Not so fast. It's God's law. Oratoris, the priests who pray for us. Laboratoris, the plebs who shovel shit and pay taxes. And Bellatoris, the warriors who protect the ones on their knees or in the fields. Now, which am I? So if you find me a sword, I can get to work. But wield a pitchfork or carry sacks?
O Jezus, ptaszek.
That's against God and nature.
So, which do I belong to?
Good question. Before I'd have said you were a peasant, but it turned out that you're a noble's bastard. And you're pretty handy with a sword. And you've even been in a monastery.
I'd rather forget about that.
You're a bit of everything. But if you get your hands dirty with labor, it wouldn't be such an offense against divine order as in my case. Pure blood, noble status and that. In short, be so kind as to get to work. I promise I'll make it up to you.
No dobra.
I'm going then. But you could give me a hand. It wouldn't do you any harm.
Ah, stop whining. You can manage. Well, if it makes you feel better, I'll scratch your back later.
How? By giving me a large estate?
That too, of course. Maybe 2 estates. But above all, once we're out of the worst, I'll help you find your dog. As soon as we have at least some gear, we'll head into the forest and find Mutt in a trice. Although, if you think about the 3 states of man, looking for lost dogs is more like a huntsman's work. But let's pay no mind to that.
How generous of you, Lord Capon.
I know, my dear Henry, such is my nature.
No dobra, to trzeba zapierdzielać z worami.
Where is that bloody innkeeper?
Oof! That isn't half heavy. Oh.
To teraz to zanieść. No to co? Robol Henryk idzie do roboty, kurde. A pan ptaszek siedzi, pije piwo i się ze mnie śmieje. Tragedia. Ja to miałem gdzieś tutaj zanieść na deski, tak? Żeby to nie dotykało ziemi. To tu ma być? Tak, tutaj trzeba. Ale jak tu jesteśmy przy okazji, to... Kurde. Dejcie wytrych do jasnej cholery, no. Popierdzielam tą chatę w 3 sekundy. Nie dadzą wytrychu. No ja bym przytulił jakiś, kurde, wytrych, ale ja nie mam skąd wziąć wytrycha, stary. Nie ma skąd wziąć wytrycha, nie da się chyba zdobyć za wcześnie.
Right, listen to this.
Boże, kochany. To już jak już z kimś gada, czy się będzie bił z nim zaraz?
Do you know what it means?
No. And I doubt you do either.
O, już widzę, że będzie zadyma jakaś. Czuję to, nie? Czuję to, że będzie zadymka, stary. I to mówię tak całkowicie serio. Czuję, że to będzie napierdzielanka, nie? Dobra.
What did you say?
Say it again. It was their own fault.
What do you mean? They attacked themselves? Or what the fuck are you trying to say?
Everyone knows it's dangerous around Trotsky. Making camp in such an unprotected place is suicide.
Where else were they supposed to make camp, smart-ass?
Somewhere in the rocks, maybe. Not out in the open by the pond. Only a fool would do that.
Oj, oj, oj. Zaczyna się.
But calm down, both of you.
I'm perfectly calm. It's your chum here who's ranting and raving.
Pack it in, Henry. There's no point in arguing with this yokel who fancies himself as a military strategist.
I don't believe a word you're saying. A weed like you surviving a fight against bandits even von Berghoff himself has trouble with?
Believe what you like, but I'm telling the truth. And in fact, I'm willing to overlook all your insults if you apologize right now. And invite me to that wedding.
Oh, you want to come to the wedding, do you? Huh. I'll give you a piece of advice, pal. If you can make yourself useful for the blacksmith or the miller, you'll get to the wedding. You'll see the glorious occasion, at least from a distance. and you can stop spouting your pathetic lies.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein, and I demand your immediate apology.
I am Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. Sir Hans Capon, Lord of Perkstein. You're starting to bore me. You and your silly made-up name.
No apology, then. It looks like I'm going to have to teach you a lesson.
Oh, I'm so scared.
Didn't you hear? Apologize to him.
Staję za ptaszkiem.
Reinforcements. I'm so scared. Take your numbskull friend and get out of our village. Right now.
I give you a chance to apologize, and you keep insulting me? Get ready to pick up your broken teeth with broken fingers.
Okay.
Oh, I'd like to see that. Come on, then.
You scum!
O kurka.
I'll get you.
Było w mordę.
No
Mercy! I surrender!
Jak to? Ej, ja się nie poddaję. W mordę. Przecież ich jest 3 czy 4.
You're a dead man! You know that?
Chłopie, ich jest 5. Co tu się do jasnej cholery dzieje?
You've no chance against me!
Kurde, no jak mnie 3 bije z jednej strony, to jak ja mam walczyć? Bijcie ptaszka! Kurka wodna! Kurde no! No jak mam walczyć z 3 typami na raz? No chłopie, 4 typa mnie biło! 4 typa mnie biło, jak to miałem walczyć?
What the hell is going on here? Grab them vagabonds!
O Boże.
Bastards! This will cost you dearly.
Muszę zrobić screenka. To jest fajnie wygląda. O!
Behave like a spoilt brat. How dare you speak?
Robię sobie screenki. To będzie dobre na miniaturki,
You know,
widzę.
if you just shut up and done some work, we'd have coin by now and be on our way to the castle. But no, not his lordship.
You've got a nerve. If you hadn't have played the hero, we'd have been there long since, and I wouldn't have had to get you out of that mess.
Oh yeah, because this isn't a mess, is it?
Fuck off!
Shut up! You'll get a whipping too.
Just who the hell do you think you are?
I'm fed up with pulling you out of the shit all the time.
You pulled me out of the shit! And who dragged you through the woods at night, eh? Better keep your mouth shut. I shouldn't have brought you along.
Well, that's something we can agree on. I could have been sitting in the mill instead of rotting in these stocks.
And whose fault is that?
What? Who started quarrelling with the locals in their tavern? Ugh, what an idiot I was to stand up for you.
And what good did it do? Fuck all! If it hadn't been for me, we wouldn't have even been in that tavern. We've been in the shit right from the start because you had to play at being the knight in shining underwear, saving damsels in distress.
I don't believe it. You're trying to put the blame on me. Just like that.
Who else is to blame? You're just a simple peasant who has no idea how the world works.
Hey, let's just stop all this arguing. It'll just make things worse.
Fuck you. I've had it up to here with you. With you and your pontificating. You were supposed to make sure nothing went wrong. And how did that turn out? It was me who had to save your life. You're fucking useless. You couldn't even keep an eye on your own
Kłócą się. O kurde.
That's enough. Don't you fucking realise how badly you've been wronging me all this time? I bend over backwards for you. I tolerate all your stupid fucking whims. And what do I get? Insults and accusations. But right from the start, you acted like you were on some nobleman's outing. All you cared about was whoring and boozing. You know full well the ambush was your fault, and now you're kicking out so you don't have to admit it.
What do you...
But let me finish. I wasn't born with a silver spoon in my mouth like you, but unlike you, I'd have managed to deliver that message. And that's because I'm responsible and know how to behave in a way that doesn't make me feel ashamed. In a way that would make my parents proud of me.
Which parents do you mean? Radzig?
Aye, Radzig, let's say. Nobody could be proud of you, Capon.
O kurde, ale talking, nie? Ty ptaszek się popłakał?
We'll see who's proud of who.
Następnego ranka, cały dzień w dybach.
Right, ladies. Time to go home. But I swear to Christ, if I catch you again, I'm gonna skin you both alive.
O! Oni już pojechali na wesele i co?
Hey! Go, 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 go!
Oh, shit. Right, where were we? Go on, get out of my sight. What are we gonna do?
You can do as you like. You can go and carry sacks or dig latrines. I'll look after myself. I'll go and see Lord von Berghoff at the wedding. I bid you farewell.
All right. Yeah. If I were in your shoes, I'd be glad to be rid of the good for nothing, eh? Yeah. All right, off you go.
Co teraz, kurde? Co teraz? Co teraz? Okej, źle się to skończy. To zwrotnie jej reputacja, okej.
I suppose I really do need to find some job. I'll find
Okej.
muck without you, you stuck-up lord of Perkstein.
Okej, czyli on zniknął.
Over here. It's
Czekaj.
about time. Come here.
Co jest?
What do you want from me?
I don't want anything from you. I should actually be thanking you.
Kto to jest?
For what?
I've been begging for alms here for days, but I didn't make any real coin till today. And that's thanks to you. The scene you made brought out nearly all of Troskowitz.
You're welcome. At least it was good for something.
Oh well, not many people can make such a strong first impression. But look on the bright side.
Hmm?
Now things can only get better.
XD.
Barely. Look at me. They just let me out of the pillory. Nobody wants anything to do with me. And I don't even know what hill that is over there.
Well, That there hill is Slatego. And you pull yourself together. Like Tomcat says, nothing's impossible. And bruises build character.
Okej. Jak to masz na imię?
Hey, you. What's your name, anyway? What do you do?
I'm Bara. Just Bara.
Looks like you know your way around here pretty good. You're from here, right?
I ain't. I'm just passing through.
Where are you headed? If you're only passing through here.
For work. To the city. I'm tired of serving landholders. They all promise the moon, but then you're eating stale bread, cold porridge, and a nary a groschen in sight. With the city folk, it's bound to be better.
Gdzie ona idzie?
You said you're going to a city. You mean like to Prague? Or somewhere further?
I'd like to go to Prague, but I don't know anybody there.
Gutenberg. O, będziemy chyba niedługo miasto poznawać.
Aha. So you're going to visit her?
Well, she doesn't know it yet. But I won't be troubling her long. Just until I find a way to make a living.
Why exactly are you helping me?
Why? Why? Because you look like you need it. I've been in the ship plenty of times, and I know how appreciated a helping hand is in times like that.
What do you want to do in the city?
I'll find something. I'm not afraid of work. I'm not half-witted. Maybe someone could use a cook or a servant.
Don't get your hopes up. The city can be a pretty dangerous place for a girl on her own.
You mean they don't hand out groschen by the bucketful? And the streets aren't full of roasted stuffed geese? I appreciate your concern, but I have to get to the city first. That's going to take me a long while yet.
You're something like a wanderer?
Nah, I usually find work with someone, stay for a while, and once I save a bit, I move on.
Then why are you begging here?
Sometimes I collect herbs for the apothecary or help in the tavern, but I'd like to go somewhere else, so I'm scraping up whatever I can. But on the whole, you could
Nie
say
wiem, czy można
I'm
ją
a
jakoś
traveler.
wykorzystać, żeby zarobić z niej pieniądze.
Nomad. But don't say
Albo
it
może
too loud.
okraść,
The locals
czy
don't
coś.
take kindly to them.
Wiecie, może można wygrać Kingdom
Because
Come
they're
2?
different, and it scares people. They travel from place to place
Nie
and
wiadomo.
take their home with them.
I'd like to see what their homes look like.
You can go and see them, just don't stare too long.
No dobra. Pomóż mi, opowiedz mi więcej o kocurze. Jaki to jest
Do you know
kocur?
anything more about Tomcat?
They say he's a master swordsman, but a real joker too. He loves showing off to girls.
Mhm.
Do you think Tomcat might teach me a few of his tricks?
No offense, but compared to him, you're a bit of a lightweight.
I don't want to pull wagons, but if he can handle a weapon, I'd be happy to train a little with him.
Well, one of the guards tried to take him on and came back whipped like a dog, moaning like he'd been broken in two.
Well, sure. If he's that strong, I'm not surprised.
More like some trick he's got that our watch doesn't know. Or at least that's what the poor man said.
Gdzie go znajdę,
Where
no?
might I run into Tomcat?
In the camp by the tower. That is, by Rock Tower Pond. He
Idź do
watches
Skalicy
the
po kasę.
romance.
No chyba nie dam rady.
No. I
Dojechać
don't
do
think
Skalisy.
so. They mind their own business, but strangers usually mean trouble for them, so they're careful. Try not to stare too hard and hold your tongue. Otherwise Tomcat will show you some of his other skills.
No dobra. Potrzebuję konia, nie mam gdzie spać. Dobra. Potrzebuję odzienia.
Practically naked. Nobody's going to want to even talk to me like this.
At least you're not walking around bare-assed. Although that might not be a sorry sight.
Ah, very funny. I'd rather you tell me where I might get some clothes.
And what do you have in mind? Brocade and satin? A monk's robe? Or perhaps Sir Brunswick's armour?
Zbroja panna Brunswicka, wolę się nie wyróżniać, przydałaby mi się zbroja, czyli chciałem wyglądać szlachetnie. No to wybiorę chyba to, bo to widzę, że mam 6, nie?
I could use some armor. Proper, like, for a night. And no rusty junk.
And you are like a knight?
No.
Well, yeah. I don't look so good. But I swear I came here in armor, sword at my side, and on a horse.
Wow. And where is your armour, sword, and horse now.
That's a long story. And it's not a happy tale.
Well, you can hardly buy new armor now, but you might find something in the town hall armory.
O, no i dobrze wiedzieć.
Quick hands.
Thanks.
Dostrzymałem wytrych.
Just don't get yourself caught again.
Damn. I could use a horse. It'll take years to get to Semin on foot.
Don't exaggerate. This province is small.
Still, it would be faster with a horse.
There's a stud farm in Semin, renowned far and wide.
And which way is Semin?
Southwest from here, not too far. There's a road goes right there from the green. Just go down the hill. Once you see the walled farmhouse, you're there. Though I'll be a queen before you can afford a horse from Semin.
Mhm. Muszę zdobyć trochę pieniędzy.
I have no money.
Spytam się jej o pieniądze, o spanie, nie? No muszę się wypytać, żeby wiedzieć, co jest
The hell
5.
you will. This is my turf. Here you go. I'll skip supper. It's partly your doing anyway.
Wow.
O, no i opłacało się.
Thank you.
Ile jest tam groszy?
Yeah, don't start crying. You'd better find some work quick.
5 groszy, o jest.
Do you know where I might find accommodation?
Betty in the tavern lets people sleep in the hay. But you have to pay.
I'm not going near that tavern. I'd
Zaraz
catch
tą
hell.
tawernę to ja opędzluję tym jednym wytrychem, gościu.
If you find some work, maybe you'll get
Siema,
a place to
Morty.
sleep too.
My main concern is getting to that wedding in Semin. Do you know anything about that celebration?
Well, yeah. People are talking of nothing else. The Lord's son is getting married to the sister of that lout he was fighting with.
How much time do you think I have? Have the preparations already begun?
From what I hear, the bride's dress still ain't finished, and blacksmith Radovan still ain't started smithing the gift for the groom.
No, to jest jeszcze czas.
So, no rush.
Hopefully by then I'll find a way to sneak in.
Dobra, dzięki. Potrzebuję odzienia.
I really need something to wear.
I can see that. Save up for something, or use those lockpicks. Either way, I can't help you anymore.
Okej, bomba.
Oh well. It was nice to meet you, but I should probably get going. Get a job, and so on.
Don't worry, you'll manage. Till we meet again.
Trzymaj się. Szybka podróż. Już do odkrytych miejsc mogę szybko podróżować. Czekaj, tu jest A. Co tu jest? Dowiedz się, co się stało z orzechem. Tu jest udaj się do kocura. Tu jest łąka Bożeny. Tu jest laboratorium. Okej. Cóż to jeszcze jest? Gdzie ja żem był? Tutaj pod B dostań się na wesele. Mapa jest ogromna, nie? W sensie mapa jest ogromna, chłopie. Ogromna jest mapa, nie ukrywajmy. Informacja ciekawe, informator i tu jest Troskowice. Ok, czyli zaczynamy w Troskowicach. Ja sobie tutaj zakończę na zapisy, moi drodzy. Dziękuję za oglądanie, jeżeli ktoś na zapisach oglądał i kurde, lecimy w Explora, nie? Tak naprawdę.